Like, yeah.
Do we have a Horn of Sending on the ship?
Do we? I don't remember.
No.
No,
We
you
have
have
a
the Horn
Warhorn.
of Command.
Yeah. Could I have send like back a small crate of rations?
Sure, yeah, you do that.
Yeah. Like out of our like 10,000, like 10,
Yeah.
something like that.
Got it. So you
Throw them
kick
some
off
food.
small crate of rations. You see them lasso it and bring it on board. And you see them, a lot of them yell and wave and hold up their drinks towards you.
You just... The amount of, like, deal exchange you just did there, we really got ripped off. They only gave us a casket of wine, dude.
We
Yeah.
gave them like 50 rations. Well, we don't know how many of them there are. To be fair, there might be one for each.
Yeah, we have tons of
I know.
rations. So
I
it's
know
not
we do.
like-
I'm just saying.
But yeah, no,
fine.
that doesn't convert.
And it could be very good wine. You don't know.
It's not magical.
poison. It's not worth
There
it.
are a lot of very good wines that are not
Still,
magical.
we have 1,200 rations. I send 20. I think that's...
It is
there-
actually
Is there?
ale.
Ooh.
It is a cask of fine ale.
Oh, in that
Is
case, I
there-
don't regret anything. This is
Is
great.
there, is there any good way to basically just smell it, look at it, check it, and just gauge if it's poisoned?
That would be an alchemy check or a medicine check at disadvantage.
It looks fine.
Okay.
I'll... Since I was already looking at it, I'll go ahead and give it a try at disadvantage. With medicine.
I'm just thinking, would I have come up?
No, oh yeah, no! I slap it out of your hand! What are you doing? It's poison!
Frog will drink some and say, it's supposed to burn, boy. And
Well,
hopefully don't die.
sorry.
It is
And we'll
a
continue.
very nice ale. It is in fact, Frall, you know what this ale is. This
Ooh.
comes from your homeland.
Oh, shit. You guys are not having any of it.
This is some
My
Yep,
bad.
that's right. It's
primo
poisoned slowly.
dwarven ale.
This is the spoils from them be soiling and raiding your homeland.
I'm gonna go back at some more of
The
this.
dwarven population. What's the dwarven population in Nith space exactly?
Yeah. Okay, so we're all gonna continue by drinking and driving. Yep.
Luckily, once you've set us on the flow, there's not much steering to do.
Well, he's gonna sit there and he's gonna make you all uneasy, just in case he falls asleep on the steering wheel. Like, oh shit,
You know,
we
really
did a
not a
90
problem.
degrees turn.
we are a really
Happens
bad
all the
example,
time.
considering our last dwarf pilot was constantly getting high while flying.
Yep. Very bad. But
There's something to be said about dwarves and Spelljammer.
We are
Just-
badass at flying.
um,
Even I. We're drunk.
so I would say that after the 5 days, you do that thing that you sent me, Casey.
Yep.
Do you mind if we do it out loud?
No,
or
I'm
what?
fine. I'm fine with that. I just wanted to give you a chance to do it at your leisure.
Casey, don't send him masturbation messages. It's just real.
That's nasty.
No, I'm just dooming us all. That's all.
Oh. Okay, go ahead then. Sorry for interrupting.
So as the day goes by, the day is pretty general. You are drinking the ale together and having a merry time.
Thinking of
And
old
you
times.
you guys hear the flute being played.
Stupid son of a bitch.
And immediately, it's almost as if panic.
I cast my mind into the dead roads. To avoid it. I cast my mind into the dead roads. I know the flute's effects. Fuck this!
You can't take my mind if my mind isn't here.
Yeah, I
can't
know,
take
just
my
like
mind
pull
if
out a
I've given it
fucking
to someone
gun,
else.
basically.
Yeah.
You can't take me!
immediately, everybody starts tapping their foot.
Even while I'm
And
in
you're
the
like-
dead roads?
No, no, you're just
not
out
there
of it.
to realize
Yeah.
you're tapping your foot.
Yeah. Everybody just starts tapping their foot and going into the rhythm. And the flute, by the way, you are immediately proficient in using the flute.
Oh,
In
great.
fact, you are a master at the flute. It's as if you have been using the flute your entire life, and you are doing some amazing things with the flute. And everybody begins to dance to the flute.
It's a charisma thing, isn't it?
What? Performance?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
performance, yeah. So I'm proficient in it now.
This is so demeaning. You are expertise in it. With
Oh.
And Illithid just like, yeah, that,
and you have advantage.
that, oof.
And then something weird happens. As you begin getting into it and you start dancing, and you see Daz come out of his quarters and start dancing along as well
While playing?
while playing.
Uh.
You see spectral figures beginning to come on board from outside on the flow. And all of these spectral figures have instruments. And they have a cello, bass.
And the fact that they've been summoned while we're in the
Um,
flow shows how powerful this is.
And they begin to play along the tune of the flute. And it becomes just a merry, merry day as you see the cask that is beside Mr. Thrall multiply into 5 different casks, all flowing and frothing from the top.
Yeah, I think Thrall is still like sitting at the cockpit, and he's just been refilling his tankard all the time. And suddenly it's just flowing like yeah, and starts singing with it,
Yep.
like in Dwarvish, out of tune and not at all to the tempo of the music, but something completely different.
You actually see as Gertis, eyes closed, body moving like a rag doll, begins dancing to the tune as he is unconscious. Just flapping his arms to the right and then to the left and dancing like a skeleton.
A whole new example of giving yourself to the music.
Trying to roleplay that actually just made me like knock over some water, so fuck it. Giant piece of shit.
Ugh.
I better get extra XP. I get 1 extra.
Yeah, 1 extra XP.
1 extra XP.
System that doesn't use XP.
You watch as more spectral figures come onto the ship, and they begin dancing. And you see as even more spectral figures come in, and they begin to conjure a massive banquet of cheeses and breads and meats and grapes and fruits and vegetables and all sorts of things as they just suddenly appear on the ship in great tables and chairs and a huge throne which Daz promptly sits in and taps his feet to the beat too. Nothing to eat, yes. Unfortunately, nothing for the
Oh, so it's not as
right,
powerful
it's
as
lamb.
it's not as powerful it says. I mean,
Or it's just not tailored for his kind.
Thrall is just gonna keep on drinking and be merry at the wheel, and not really realizing that there's a bunch of ghost people like behind him, like beyond the cockpit door. Like, this is just great. This is an awesome crate they gave me. Like, it just keeps on overflowing.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
just clearly couldn't see it was magical all along, and those guys were just the best guys ever.
and the music and the food and the wine and the ale and the dancing, it all continues on for an entire day. And at one point you realize that the ship is in fact in the mantis form that you were before, and it is dancing as well as it is moving through the flow.
Yeah, perfectly normal.
Yeah.
Completely what normally happens when Ollie plays this thing.
You see, as this happens, a man has gotten onto the ship. Not a spectral figure, but an actual person. With what appears to be an ivory white laughing mask.
Ooh, he's come for a visit. If I notice him, I immediately pour us each a drink and take it over to him.
He just sort of stands there with his arms crossed, just looking around, and you can tell from his posture he's enjoying the atmosphere as he puts his hand out and takes the drink, opens the mask and drinks. As he does, you can't see any sort of facial features from him. It's just blackness, but the drink goes down and disappears, all the same.
I remember well enough what he looks like, even if I can't see him as a mortal.
Right.
And I just kind of look at him and I say, it's been too long.
It has, my friend.
So, was this meant for me?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. You have it now, though. Doesn't that work out for all of us?
It certainly does. I don't suppose you came for that trade I mentioned.
He looks at you with a mask on. He says, "Not even I can find your eye."
I was afraid of that. Well, enough of serious things then. Let's just enjoy the afternoon.
He begins laughing, and he takes the arms of one of the spectral figures of a woman and begins dancing.
Yeah,
And-
just enjoy. Just have a good day.
Yeah. And basically this goes on for an entire day. And when nobody's looking, he just disappears. However, before he disappears, he does take you to the side and actually dances with you. And during the dance, he touches the flute. And you see it sparkle. And almost instructions and everything about it goes into your head about how to use this thing. How to better basically
All of the things that were hidden from the identify the other guy tried.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which I will write up after the game.
Brilliant.
But yeah, it is very similar to the beats of the drum
The drum,
beats.
yeah.
The drum that you made. Yes, it is very similar to that.
I thought it would probably be.
And you watch as the ship goes straight past another ship and another ship as the day goes on. And at the end of the day, when all is said and done, the flute finally finishes playing, and the table filled with goods, all the spectral figures disappear. You find yourself at the edge of Nith space.
Blackout drunk.
Blackout drunk.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? There's well, the pinhole over there. Yeah, I'm gonna thread the needle.
Yeah, Ilix has probably had a really rotten day.
Probably.
Oh, they didn't have brain on the buffet. That's just they were bad hosts.
It's a faux pas, yeah.
Yeah.
So it actually took you only a day, from your perspective, to get to Nith.
Yeah, either that or we've actually had a week-long blackout party. Which also
Knowing
would not...
Ali Damara, it's
Huh?
probably the latter. Knowing
Yeah.
Ali Damara, it's
Let's say
probably
that
the
wouldn't
latter.
be the first time that's happened. We've
He
partied...
said we passed several ships,
Yeah.
so
So this might have been a bad few days for Ilix.
It
Unless
was
it did...
only a day to everybody, though.
Right, okay.
It felt like it, at least. It only felt like a day. Sure, Arcana. Roll Arcana. You're not entirely sure, but you're pretty sure that time went on despite that you saw a bunch of ships go by and you didn't really pay too much mind to them, and you just sort of went with the flow, so you're not entirely sure.
Time passed us by.
Yeah, time passed you by.
And we'll try to get into that. Yeah, Frog will try to not crash the ship.
Okay, you
Yeah.
get in towards Nith.
Fantastic.
Meanwhile, Gertis, we're gonna do this in character because I don't like doing that shit out of character.
Okay.
You arrive.
Oh yeah,
what
you're at the place of Dead Roads for a week.
You arrive at what appears to be a large expanse covered entirely in white sand. Why are you doing a sanity saving throw?
it's part of, unless this is a completely different event that's happening.
Yeah, you should really
It's
stop
part of-
making sanity saving throws because
I don't
you're
have
not
a
good at
choice.
them.
I don't-
I
It's
thought
part of the
Come on.
class.
Let me read.
It says
Let me read
make a
it.
sanity save, and depending on the result, that's what you give.
It basically
Yes,
it
that's
determines
right.
how much control he has over what happens while he's there.
Got it. Great. Yeah. You go in and you see white ground, black sky, and you see throughout everything shadows of creatures and horrible eldritch monsters all around you. Just shadows of them. What do you say? What do you add? Out loud.
T will take a good long second. What feels like a long second, just looking and observing, which he knows he shouldn't do. Never look into the darkness, but can't resist. So, and as he does, he'll step towards eventually one of the creatures. He'll try and pick a shape out and step towards it and say, with the recent event, out of character, with the recent events, literally with what just happened 5 minutes ago, it completely negates the point of this fucking question. So
maybe another question.
Well, yeah, but that's just going to hold up the game for 20 minutes. So,
Do you
literally with
question or no?
I don't have a question. It's literally what happened just 5 minutes ago negates the question. So,
okay.
How about what would be a smart question to ask right now? Gain the system.
Yeah, but then he's got to cast the spell again to ask that question.
Sure, but then he knows the question.
Well, no, he can ask as many questions as he like.
No, I
no,
know
it says you.
Okay.
You may ask any question, but it's just one. So.
When I did it, I got multiple questions.
Yeah, I always allowed any question you wanted to ask, multiples.
Oh, okay. Well, you really should clarify that kind of stuff because it's throughout the entire paragraphs, and it worded that way. It means only one question.
Either way,
even
now
if
that you know, it's multiple
okay.
questions.
So, I ask, fucking would be selfish. Tell me, or fucking goddamn it, I hate this shit.
Yes, is the answer to that question. Next.
Who is the wizard that holds the book?
You hear in multiple voices, each either deep or extremely high-pitched, almost shrill. A man vying for power, knowing not what he holds.
Is the book the Shrinashad? Or no, I won't say that because it's a completely different backstory. What book is he holding?
An ancient book. A book of chaos. A book of strife. Of madness. And insanity.
Should we return should we return the flute to a safe place?
Safety is subjective.
Of course it is, you piece of shit. Where is the safest... Where is the least destructive place for the flute? Like, what's the most, least destructive place to hold it?
You suddenly hear now, almost as it screams, an eldritch scream, and in the center of it, nowhere, and then you just wake up, just like that.
I've got an idea.
Really? I have no idea
Yeah,
what
I got
to
an
do
idea.
with that information.
I got a great idea. So you is it like, when does he rouse from this thing? It lasts a day.
When everything's over.
Okay. They didn't even realize something was going on, really, or anything that happened. Gertis wakes up and like slowly walks to the captain. Or are you like out, or?
He's probably sleeping in his chair in his office, surrounded by empty mugs of ale, with the flute laying on his chest.
Oh. God damn it, Casey. Making it so easy, aren't you? He walks over and rustles you awake. Tries to.
He kind of wakes with a start, grabs the flute, kind of looks down at it, and then kind of smiles, and then looks up at you and goes, "Oh, where have you been?"
A quite unfortunate place, really.
You missed the party.
That's good. That's a good thing. I'm not much of a party person myself.
Not so loud. God,
I mean,
God.
he was there. He was there.
More than spear. This is not
Just,
time of day
he
to
was
do all of
unconscious
this.
while there.
Well, yeah.
Everybody,
exactly.
shut up. Oh,
I believe I know a good place to keep this flute out of danger.
Well, yes, as do I. And I kind of look at it and tuck it back into my inner shirt pocket.
You realize that's not how it works. I mean, Harmony would be the best place to keep this. I know you hate the gods of music, but you must admit they keep their treasures locked away pretty well.
Wait.
For...
Who said I hate the gods of music?
Didn't you?
I just spent a day drinking with Ollie, so
He was here?
yeah. I played the flute, and he brought the party. And, well, you danced along, but you didn't seem to be much yourself at the time.
Yeah, luckily, when I heard the flute's tune, I was able to get out and escape it before it could entrap me.
Luckily, you missed a great time.
Good. Now, back to the point of that flute is incredibly dangerous to every sphere it comes across.
That's why I played it out here, away from the spheres.
Sure, that works, but we can't keep it in the spheres.
We just can't play it in the spheres. I needed to talk to Ollie, but I don't plan on playing it again now for a while. It takes a bit out of you.
You should wrap it in cement, much like the Lich do with their phylacteries. Make sure it can't be played. At least make it troublesome to play it. Not a bad idea.
That would damage it. Probably
No.
badly.
I pull out my eye
You're so
I-
extreme, like you're in an argument, like okay, that settles it.
I pull out my eye very gently and I say, "You know, as the creator of the universe, that magic items can't be destroyed by mundane means." He sets the table or the eye on the table. Takes.
True enough, but they can have their beauty ruined. I wouldn't do that to Ollie.
Okay, he puts it back in. He was about to like smash it with a hammer, but he doesn't have a hammer to smash it with, so it's counterproductive. So he just like, God damn it, magic items!
Yeah, you get the impression that he knows that cement wouldn't really damage it, but
It's just
it would be insulting to an item like this to
my
bury
my
in cement.
my other. He says, my other suggestion is throw it into the depths of the void where it can never be reached again by mortal hands. If Ali Dharma wants to threaten the sphere so much with his flute, he can grab it himself and throw it back.
Who said he wants to threaten the spheres with it?
It is quite damaging.
He sent it to me as a message. A reminder that not everyone on that side hates me now. I mean,
Good.
some of them still appreciate what I did.
That sounds good. Sounds like progress. But that's still a nuclear weapon you're holding. Sorry, he wouldn't say nuclear.
Yeah, what's that?
That's an arcane bomb you're holding, essentially. Just don't bring it on the planet, please. Or don't keep it on you, is what I'm asking. It can very easily be snatched, and if you'd like, I will prove it to you. I mean, just 5 minutes ago, I could have taken it and played it, and you would be powerless to stop.
Don't you though? Maybe he was just pretending and then stab you in the neck. He wanted to see if he could trust you.
My point is, just don't make it easy. And he bows.
I kind of nod and I say, I'll consider your words.
He
I'll
bows
be
to you.
careful.
Walks out.
Does he do? I'll be careful.
No, he
Yeah.
he genuinely says he'll consider the words and he'll be careful.
Okay.
As careful as he can be.
I mean, literally, like a commoner snatching that thing from you could probably, at least from his understanding.
So we're going into Nith.
Yes.
Ooh. What's in Nith? Because I couldn't find any, like, out of character information about it. From the books or anything.
It's not
Yeah,
a
which
very
one of us?
well-documented sphere.
Well, we are actually going to call it for today.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've got some shit to do.
Alright.
But when we get back next week, we will be going into the sphere of Nith and deciding what we're going to be doing.
Doc, we recovered a legendary artifact. We rescued a space
Killed a
whale,
whale.
and we killed a
2
space whale.
levels.
2 levels, fuck yeah!
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. Shit.
Oh,
I know I was laying it down very badly there, but I didn't think it
Doc?
would be that successful.
No, I can't ask that.
2 levels, Jesus.
Did me... What was the cataclysm other than, like, that thing being injected?
We're gonna be finishing up
You'll find out.
Okay.
He sounded so dejected when he said that.
And here's another question. To take the Rune Scribe Prestige class, I need to complete an event, and I'm assuming that event would be to somehow use runes to learn the thing.
You used it on an eldritch entity, dude.
Yeah, I know. I have.
I think that's
I'm
when
a
he's trying to
rune-
argue.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm saying, could I hold off on my 5th level till I find runes to study to become a Rune Scribe?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I got my extra attack, stunning strike. My punches are now considered magic.
So, got a question about the playing style here. Got a moment for that, Doc?
Okay. Go ahead.
Does this group ever get into by the book combat?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, because that's a little bit more to my preference.
Terry, don't worry, it's also mine. It's
Yeah.
why I
Okay,
kind of haven't been
it
doing a
varies,
whole lot.
like-
It varies.
Because right now
Sometimes I
we
freak
do
out.
bounce between, like, there are some political stuff, some, like, because right now we're in the
Cinematic
space
combat,
stage. Like,
some-
as soon as we get to this planet and start rescuing people, like, we're definitely gonna be, you know.
Yeah.
Because the priest one,
Crazy into
we're going to have
combat.
to go through a jungle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
There will be there are usually some battle maps and some by the book
Yes.
combats and then a mix of cinematic combats and yeah.
Okay. It's just this is the third session. We haven't really had one, so I was kind of wondering what to expect as far as how this group does it. Some groups are all just role play. I mean, it could be.
Nah, we're mostly.
We try to like mix it up a little
Yeah,
bit, you know.
we do try to mix up at least some.
Right. It just so happens that, moving through the spheres and doing
Has
what you
been
guys are doing has just been,
Slow.
not exactly. It's been slow, and it's also been, there hasn't been a lot of combat in general. And if there
Yeah, but-
has been combat, it's been ship combat, which is not traditional D&D.
Well, yeah, you could
Okay.
have like a ship thing and a ship thing, and then there are actions
Ooh.
for both ships. So
Yeah.
I think one could do that actually.
But like
Uh,
right now we're fast approaching ground combat and ground adventuring, so we won't have to worry about that.
I will
Well,
say
well,
that you
this is-
guys will probably be in Nith for a little while. So, yeah.
We have two
Ah,
jobs to do.
Also, I can now cast Burning Hands. That's nice.
So
I
we
can
gained
be
a
right
level,
back.
you said?
Huh?
Sorry, what, Terry?
Huh?
You said we gained a level?
Two levels.
He's jumping us 2 levels for that epic event.
That seems a little odd. Why 2 levels?
We killed a
Okay.
giant space whale, dude. That's a 20 hit die monster.
I will be
Yeah.
right back.
That and we survived an Eldritch Horror.
Or is that a 10 hit die? What is space whale?
I think it's a 15 hit die when I peeked at it. Because I wanted to know what
I know, it's why I wanted to use I have a spell that will sacrifice a living creature and give me its permanent HP. Like,
Oh, Jesus.
imagine me using it on that space whale, dude. Like 300 HP.
Okay, guys, I'm heading off to bed. Good night.
Yeah.
Have a good one, bro.
Good night,
We're
Matt.
on.
We didn't die.
Yeah.
We fought Cthulhu and didn't die.
But got scared, ran away. You know.
We overcame.
What level is Burning Hands?